Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
Oh. Oh. Oh, man, what a Super Bowl. I know it's not Cinco de Febrero because the Super Bowl was... Oh, it was on Cinco de Febrero. Oh. Well, it's a comfort to know that the Falcons finally won their first Super Bowl. Wait, did 6 turn into 9? Because it's got to be February 6th. It's February 9th, and it just turned over to February 10th. Oh man, we got to get ourselves in gear now. We got a Friday night show to do. And where are we? Where the heck? Why is the smell of beer all over the place? I mean, you know, it's not Mexican beer either. So Cinco de Febrero / Superb Al 51 or LI if you prefer your Roman numerals. Boxing. Well, this time, look at this. I don't know where we are, but at least somebody finally called in on the Nickelodeon phone. I can tell it lit up. And welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents, wherever we are. The whole studio has been brought along with us, so that's a comfort. Wherever we are. Basil, it's Roberto Duran. Well, hold on. Basil can hear you, and Basil habla español mejor de me. So yeah, he's got the earpiece in his ear, so he can definitely he can help me translate, or at least translate to me, so I can translate to you what. Oh my God! The smell of beer. Tweety. Tweety's here. The camera's here. Tweety's here. Snarky's here. The whole crew is here. So the thing is, where are we? Where are all of us? The hammock's here. Bill Murray, Stephen Colbert, and Drew Carey. LFFF is still FFFing here with us. So, and we got Roberto Duran on the phone. So Basil, what is Roberto? Turn around a little bit. There you go. That's better. Now you can see me. I can see you. The camera can see us, and For a second, I thought there was a can of Chung King noodles hanging around here somewhere. And I see we've got the baked beans, and we know that prior to the Super Bowl game, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were chowing down on BM baked beans. The original baked beans with molasses, pork, and spices. And they make a vegetarian variety also. They make about 3 or 4 different varieties. So that's probably why. Hold on, Roberto. We'll get back with you. We'll keep you on the line. You can stay in the conversation, and we'll pick up with you in just a moment while we do our BM baked beans. The original baked beans. It's our corporate. It's our corporate sponsor now. Our new corporate sponsor, and unfortunately, it appears like it undid the Patriots in the Super Bowl because Brady was farting all over the place, and of course once he turned laterally to the line of scrimmage, one way or the other, or began to drop back to pass, he had a fartiferous time of it, and kept instead of 5 yards or 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, all of a sudden he's 20 or 30 yards behind the line of scrimmage, running for his life, and the Patriots were behind like. The Falcons went ahead of them by 19 points going into the fourth quarter. Doomed. Matter of fact, even good friend Marcel Lugo, and I had a joke over the phone. We texted back and forth because Phil Gallagher, I was down at the Irish American Club, and Phil Gallagher made a very good remark, a very hilarious remark about the likelihood of the Patriots coming back being less than, they had about almost as good a chance as Lazarus had of coming back. So, you know what that means. I guess I don't speak Spanish well enough, because it sounds like Roberto Duran is telling me that the Patriots came back and won the game. Well, he is saying that? Basil said. Said, yep, Roberto said that. So, are you talking about the same Superb Owl game that we're talking about? I mean, we know that the Patriots fell behind 19 points going into the fourth quarter. It was over. Nobody could come back from that much behind. Are you hearing what he's saying? Basil just told me. Yeah, Duran's telling us that that all of a sudden Brady started just facing the line of scrimmage, and he's breaking off runs, he's throwing passes, it's like he's got a rocket ship behind him. And all of a sudden his arm, which is a pretty good arm, historically he's a great quarterback. I mean, you can say other quarterbacks are better, but you can say he might be the best. And so here he goes, he's feeling his beans, not feeling his oats, but feeling his beans. And apparently, the fourth quarter, he's running for yards, he's passing like nothing's going on. And then the Falcons had an opportunity with the ball on the 20-yard line. And apparently, their quarterback, who I've forgotten his name now at this point, because if he lost the Super Bowl after being ahead by 19 points in the fourth quarter, he hasn't got it, that's got to be a problem for him historically going forward. Apparently he had some of those BM, baked beans, also, and apparently he, for once in the game, turned around and went back to pass, and all of a sudden he's 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage being tackled. And all of a sudden, they're out of field goal range. A field goal that would have put him ahead by, how many? Okay, Patriots came back, they were down by 11. 12. They were down by 12. Because they missed a point after touchdown, apparently. Kicking. And down by 12, and yada yada, and a field goal puts the Falcons up by 15 pretty well into the fourth quarter. Game over. Okay? Well, you translate. What did Roberto Duran? What did he say? What's he saying? I think I know what he's saying, but it's incredulous. Basil said, "Fucking Falcons!" Said, Falcons just collapsed. Duran's telling it as it is. Basil's looking it up. He's Googling it, and sure enough, oh, this is bizarre. So here we are. I wake up, and I got this hat on. Wait a second. Our producer Kristen Schoenfeld's here with us, and she just airmailed this, well, part of the way over here. A touchdown balloon. And she got it autographed by Tom Brady. Well, the top half is autographed by Tom Brady, and the bottom half, and it's about the size of about this big. It's autographed by the quarterback for the Falcons, and he autographed it. I was the quarterback of the Falcons. Okay, so the guy was the most valuable player in the league, and in the fourth quarter, he wasn't guaranteed to be the only guy ever to be player of the year in the regular season, and then player of the year, player of the game in the Super Bowl. Did I say Super Bowl? You know, we're not allowed to say Super Bowl because it's copyrighted. So we always say Superb Al, because we can't use the term Super Bowl because it's copyrighted. So we would never say the term Super Bowl. Just a thing. So, hold on. Basil, do you realize Duran's telling me, and you have to correct me if I'm misinterpreting him because I don't speak no hablo español as well as you do. He's saying that you guys, meaning us, that we've been shanghaied. We've been shanghaied. Well, what part of the world are we if we've been shanghaied? Duran said, it's no mystery. Just think about what's happened to you, and that'll tell you where you. Well, I'm guessing it must be in Shanghai, China. But why did that smell of beer? Says he's watching the show via satellite, of course, from Panama. And is Duran still alive? Because if he's not alive, it's not Panama he's watching the game from. Okay, he says, you're in the Boxing Cat Brewery in Shanghai, China. And he can narrow it down a little bit better because apparently there are 3 Boxing Cat breweries in China. They might all be in Shanghai. I mean, it's a big country, it's a big city's only got about 39, 40, 50, 60 million people in it. So, wait a second. Another phone's ringing. Hold on. Hold on, Roberto. I got to check this out. Hold on. We'll keep you on the line. Okay, it's got to be it's not the speck of dust phone. It's the hotline. It's a micro inky dinky. It's an inky dinky phone. Hello, Basil BuddhaCat presents. Oh, Tweety, is it? Tweety says, yeah, it's Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, we're working on. Well, I don't know why Duran's on the lesser phone. No, Duran's on the greater phone. He's on the hold on. Roberto, you still there? Okay. he's on the greater phone because, let's face it, he beat Sugar Ray Leonard in the brawl in Montreal. We all know that Duran's a better boxer, even if he walked away from the rematch because he had guzzled too much beer and then had to get rid of it via the opposite way of baked beans, and lost the match. He walked away from it. He said the famous line, "No mas," but Duran is still the best. Is that Drump up there? Well, he followed us. He's probably here to start a war with China. It's on his list of things to do, apparently. Hey, Basil, it's Marucci. Yeah, hey. Well, this is amazing to have three people as knowledgeable about boxing inside and outside well, if you could call it a sport, it's pretty brutal for a sport. But I guess it beats being run over by a race car driver. It's Tom Marucci. He's our sponsor of the show from Omnivision. And Tom, of course, is in Norwalk, where Omnivision hails out of, and he's our well, it's not our corporate sponsor. BM Baked Beans is our corporate sponsor. But hey, we've got Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard on the other two lines. So we've got you, Duran, and Leonard. Marucci said that I understand Marucci because he speaks English, unlike Duran. Said two of the greatest boxers of all time, but Duran got to be the greatest. Now, said, he can explain that in a couple of words, a couple of names. He's going to do a little name dropping to tell us about Duran and remind us about how Duran was the greatest boxer ever. Okay. Says, let's start with Davey Moore. Okay, we know Duran humbled Davey Moore in a big upset, in a big comeback after a couple of losses in a row, one of them being to Leonard and another one being to, I don't know, some other guy. And came back and fought Davey Moore in the Bronx. Or maybe it was in Madison Square Garden, one or the other, because Marucci was there. I wasn't, but Marucci was. It's actually before I met Marucci. And beat Davey Moore. And then, after I got to know Tom and got to know a little bit about boxing and about Roberto Duran and watched some pretty interesting fights and a good matchup sometimes between boxers and sluggers. And this went all the way through the Mike Tyson years, where Tyson and this guy up here, Drump, he reminds us of Mike Tyson because he's number one, he's a bully. Number two, he only fights coming forward, and because he only fights coming forward, the first guy that pushes him back, he'll crumble. And Elizabeth Warren got a pretty good shot in at some of his folks in the Senate before they stole her microphone. And we're in Shanghai, China? How did we get here? And how in the... Okay. Take your word for it. So... Okay. So, okay, there was another name you wanted to drop besides Davey Moore. Okay. Said Marvin Hagler. Yeah, that's true. Duran and Hagler had an incredible 15-round match where Duran was ahead. Duran much older, much smaller. A couple of weight classes really, in fact, below Hagler. But quick enough so that he took it to Hagler pretty well and was ahead on points after what now is the mandatory length on a boxing match, which is 12 rounds. And unfortunately, Hagler came back and outlasted him in the 15th and won a very tight decision over Roberto. And it was a great fight for Duran, but he lost. And from there, he kind of went downhill. Some guy with arms that were about 40 feet long, and he was about 8 feet tall. Put his arm out, and Duran ran into it, and bang, he was gone, and that was the end of that. Okay, well, we're supposed to be doing a show, and I guess, what we had scheduled was some discussion about future shows, and I know we shouldn't dwell. We're going to leave you we're going to leave the phone on Tom, so you can listen in and give us some thoughts on the matter. Okay, we've had some shows. Tom Marucci, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, in that order. Okay, so we've had some shows in the past that were pretty popular, and we're bringing them back, and we're going to bring them back for our big Cinco de Marzo celebration, which, if today is February 10th, as they say it is, then it's going to be pretty soon. So we'll have an opportunity to do a big Cinco de Marzo show. We'll have probably make it into an hour special, and if not, we'll make it into 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 half-hour specials. So here's the lineup. Okay, you ready? Okay. A couple 3 years ago, we had Ringo's mom's cat on. That's Ringo Starr, obviously. Ringo Starkey, Richard Starkey, Ringo Starr. Ringo's mom's cat was on, and you have to look back, and you have to put Ringo and mums and cat and any other things that seem to fit that into Basil's Facebook page or the YouTube page, Kristin40, Kristin40 on YouTube. That's Kristin's Facebook page, where this show and some other show that I'm involved in, I have no idea what it is. At least not now, I don't. Whew. So, Ringo's mom's cat coming back for a new show. Also scheduled on for the first time is Dick Van Dyke. Now, you say to yourself, Dick Van Dyke, he's dead, right? Hey, hon, is Dick Van Dyke dead? I know Mary Tyler Moore just died.
I think he's alive.
Okay, good, because he's scheduled on our show. At least a guy that is wearing a beard and a mustache and has a long, pointy nose. At least that's what we're hearing from Snarky, who got him signed up to come on. So Dick Van Dyke, and you can use your imagination from there how that's going to go, or who that's really going to be. Okay, we've got Dick Van Dyke scheduled. We've got Ringo's mom's cat scheduled, and all right around the Cinco de Marzo show. Okay, also coming up, Basil. Well, he doesn't have it on now, but he's going to borrow my shirt, and it fits him quite well, by the way. But he's going to do a takeoff of my real estate career, and play it out as his own real estate career. So he's going to be. The show's going to be Basil's T-shirt and real estate career. And you remember we went property hunting. I think it was it last year we went to the Johnsonville in Connecticut, or was that the year before last? Okay, year before last. Just thank you to our producer Kristen Schoenfeld for being in the studio. She's waving off camera. We went to Basil and Kristen and I went to a property in Connecticut, right on the other side of the Connecticut River, and it's like 80 acres or something with like 10 different buildings on it for sale for, I don't know, it's like $1.50 or something like that. So there had to be something wrong with it. I mean, maybe it had like $6 million in back property taxes that went along with it that you had to pay off. Because that's what you get in an auction. You get everything that You get everything, all the good and all the bad of a property, including back property taxes, any kind of liens against the property you're assuming along with your purchase price and the property. But it had 10 pretty interesting looking buildings. It had a pond, a nice little pond. It had I don't know, 80 acres or 100 acres, and had about 6,000 no trespassing signs on it. So needless to say, the first thing we did when we got there is we started trespassing. And we walked all over, and some guy came by and waved to us, and he was waving to us, and we couldn't figure out what exactly he was waving about. Then he got out of his car and he said, "Hey, can't you read the signs? It says no trespassing allowed." We said, "Yeah, what about it?" Well, actually Basil said, "Yeah, what about it?" So we kept on walking around. The guy pulled over. The guy started screaming at us about something about he was going to call the cops, and drove off in a hurry. And we were there for about another 10, 15, 20 minutes because we'd been there like 3 hours already, taping a show. And all I can remember about the show is number 9, number 9, number 9. So it had to be about the Beatles. Maybe it was about Ringo. Maybe it was about Ringo's mom. Maybe it was about Ringo's mom's cat. I don't remember exactly, but wasn't Blairsville we were in? Was it Basil? No. Basil said, Blairsville, which? Said, which Blairsville? Or should I say, Blair Witch? Okay. So that's another show we have coming up. And I think there's one other one we have scheduled. Okay, wait a second. Okay. We got, Dumbarton News. And in conjunction with Political Outcast and Godfather Politics that Basil's been ragging. Well, we got to go. Have a blessed Friday night. We'll try to be chipper for Sunday morning show. Good night.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.